Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to check out Blue Lakes Road by bicycle. Blue Lakes Road is located off of Highway 88 or Carson Pass just south of Lake Tahoe. And there's a turnout there, which is a snow park in the winter, but you can actually camp there in the summer for free. It's a beautiful spot. You can see my van there on the left with the door open. And here's the van with a bike on the back, and we're going to take off and check it out. Before we take off, I just want to show you from the air what the road looks like. And this is the beautiful Hope Valley. It's nice and flat. You can see the road running along there. And there's a creek that wanders through there, which meanders all over the place, so you can see how flat the valley is. And then the road heads into the hills that you can see directly ahead of us. And you see some nice peaks up there. So this area is used for recreation. A lot of people come along and just park on the road and go wading in the stream or fishing or whatever. But I'm going to jump on my bike at the snow park and turnout and camping area, and then just go back out to Highway 88 so I can just show you the turn coming in. This is Highway 88 heading up toward Carson Pass, and we're just going to turn left onto Blue Lakes Road in Hope Valley. And then once we're on the road, we're going to start heading to the end of the pavement, which is at mile 12 and ends at Lower Blue Lake. And at Lower Blue Lake there's a campground, and we'll show you that. And that's a great place to camp if you choose to do so. But we're going to head out this flat road, and it stays flat for a while through Hope Valley, and it's really pretty. The traffic is modest. There's going to be some people in the summertime enjoying the creek. You can see these folks here. And then some private land on the right, some beautiful fencing on the left. And then not too far in, a few miles I think it is, you're going to see this campground called Hope Valley Campground. There it is on the right. And it's a nice place to stay. Now, I'm here in late June on the weekend, and the campground was full and I was not able to get a spot. But to be honest, I really enjoyed my spot. The nice thing about my spot is I was able to park over at the edge, and I have a beautiful view of the meadow, which I really enjoyed. And there is a pit toilet there. Now, as I rode up this road, one of the things that I discovered is there's actually camping everywhere. It is a national forest, so it's technically okay to camp anywhere. And it's a beautiful road. After the valley, things narrow down a little bit, and it starts a modest climb. But it still opens up to another meadow. Now, on the right here, you can see a dirt road. And that dirt road leads to a camping area. It seems to be popular with folks. And if you look through the trees there, you're going to see some campgrounds. And next up is this amazing ranch out in the middle of nowhere. And it's up in sort of an upper valley, which is just above Hope Valley. I'm not sure if it's still part of Hope Valley, but it's a beautiful ranch. And I did see a rancher in there riding a little four-wheeler, so it is an active ranch. So after the ranch, we continue to climb, and eventually we get to a spot where things open up a bit. And you can see that the road rises up, and we're heading up to what I call Blue Lake Pass, and I don't think that's an official name, but it is kind of a pass. And once you get up there, then you kind of descend, and so for that reason I think of it as a bit of a pass. And here we are working our way up to the pass, and we're getting pretty close, and in the distance you can see some snow still on the peaks, and you can see that it opens up a little bit. Now that peak there I think is called the Nipple. When I first saw it, I thought maybe it was Round Top over toward Carson Pass, but we're not that close. So this is the top of what I call Blue Lakes Pass, and it's a really pretty spot because you get incredible vistas to the high peaks that are surrounding it. Now after the summit, we're going to descend for a bit, so the speed increases a bit, and then we're going to work our way toward Blue Lakes. It's only a few more miles. I think we're 9 or 10 miles in at this point. And it gets pretty fast as we work our way toward Blue Lakes. To the left there is a road called Tamarack, so stick around. We're going to check that out on the way back. And I did another video on camping out there because I was curious about that area. But check out my other videos for that. Now eventually we get to a place where you can see that there's a lake with lily pads, etc. And then eventually we come to a stop sign, and we're going to arrive at Lower Blue Lake. And this is called Blue Lake Basin. There's a sign there. And this is the road that goes into a campground. And you can see the lake on the left there through the trees, and that is Lower Blue Lake. Now this campground, when I'm here in early June, was actually closed because PG&E, who owns the campground, was doing some maintenance work on it. But it was due to open in a couple of days. But that didn't stop people from coming out and recreating out there, because you can still come out to the lake. And I think there's a boat ramp there, so you can put a boat in there and you can go fishing, and people go out there with their SUPs and go paddleboarding. Now eventually I'm going to work my way back, and I decide that it might be a good idea to take a right on Tamarack Road and just check it out. And this goes back for a ways, and when I was on my bicycle I didn't go very far, But again, I will come back here and camp, which was another amazing experience. So check out my other videos for that. But anyway, we're going to turn in here, and it immediately turns to dirt and drops down. I didn't get very far in, and then I discovered a really cool thing, and that is that the PCT, or the Pacific Crest Trail, comes right through here. And if you just turn into this parking area, there is kind of a staging area for the PCT where these cars are parked, and there's a pit toilet here. And if you go in a little bit further, there's a sign for the PCT hikers, and it shows a map and just where you are, and you can see the PCT trail on your left there. And this is where I got a nice look at the map, and I was able to figure out where we were, and also the fact that that peak that we were seeing was called the Nipple. And so I just got a nice look at the map, and it does note that bicycles are not allowed on the PCT, of course, but pretty much anywhere else they're allowed. And this is a pretty popular OHV area as well, so there's a lot to do here without restrictions. So anyway, it's time to head back, and then I climb my way back up to the Blue Lakes Pass, and then just have this beautiful descent all the way down. Of course, the ride is a lot easier on the way back because the destination at Blue Lakes is quite a bit higher than the starting point. So I think it was something like 1,400 feet climbing to get there, and only 400 feet of climbing on the descent, because of course there are a few uphill areas. But it was just a really nice ride. It's not terribly difficult. So it's 24 miles total, and 1,800 feet, I believe, is the numbers that we get when we get back. Now this is the lake that's near my campsite as I returned, and then I got back on the bike and just turned into my camp area, and you can see the other folks camping here, the peaks in the distance, the lake on your right, and if you look on your right, you'll also see the pit toilet there, which is clean and convenient. No other facilities are offered. There's no water here, but you just have a pit toilet. So it does make it a nice camping spot. And at first I thought I was going to be kind of busy with a bunch of people around, but it was nice that I was able to find a spot that offers some privacy. And I was able to put out my chair outside and just chill, enjoy a beer. And then I set up my shower, which was no problem, out of the back of my van. I do have a curtain that I put up for a little bit of privacy, mostly for other folks. But this was a really nice camp spot, and I would recommend it. But do keep in mind, of course, that you can camp anywhere on Blue Lakes Road, and some of them offer more privacy than this camp spot. After a beer and a shower, I decided to head out into the meadow and check things out. Of course, I took a look at the lake that was close by, and also checked out a bunch of wildflowers. It was really a very nice evening. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed checking out Blue Lakes Road. If you did like the video, please do like and subscribe. Until next time, thanks for watching.